Today in our 2017 Chevrolet Silverado 2500, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the CURT Front Mount Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C31071. Here's what our front hitch looks like once we have it installed. The cross tube is going to be hidden by the air dam below here, and our receiver tube is going to be sticking out right below our license plate. Our hitch is going to offer us a 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening, so it's going to have a lot of different options of accessories that we can mount up. And the way we're going to mount any of those accessories is going to be through the hitch pin hole here on the side. It is going to accept a standard 5/8 pin and clip. Now, these aren't included in the kit, but you can pick them up here along with some locking devices to keep your accessories safe. So whether you're using your front hitch for a snowplow or a winch or any other accessory, it's going to have plenty of weight capacity. It's going to have a 500-pound tongue weight, which is the maximum downward force of the receiver tube, along with a 5,000-pound towing weight. It's also going to have a 9,000-pound straight line pull rating. And one of the nice things about our CURT hitch is the fact that it is going to install without having to cut or drill anything at all. We're not even going to have to cut the plastic underneath our truck. I'd like to give you a few measurements, and that's going to help you whenever you're looking for accessories for your new hitch. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the edge of the bumper, it's going to be right about 8 inches. That measurement's going to come in handy if you're looking at any kind of folding accessory, also to make sure that the shank is long enough and that it's not going to come in contact with the front bumper. And from the ground to the inside top edge of the receiver tube opening, it's going to be right about 11 inches. So now that we've seen what our hitch looks like and gone over some of the features, let's show you how to get it installed. To begin our installation, we're going to come to the front of our Silverado and we're going to have our tow hooks on the front. So directly underneath, we'll have our frame rail right here. There's going to be a bolt that's going up into the frame. So you're going to want to grab an 18mm socket or wrench and pull that out. Now it is kind of a limited space in here, so it might be easy to get it started, to break loose, and then remove it the rest of the way by hand. Once you have the bolt pulled out, you're going to want to hold on to it because we're going to be reusing this bolt. So we'll remove the other side as well. Now if we move to the side of the frame, just forward of our sway bar, we're going to have a round hole, and then back a little bit, we're going to have a large square hole in the frame. We're going to want to grab our pull wire. We'll take the coiled end, we'll feed it into the small round hole, and we're going to go back towards that square hole. You're going to want to feed it through to where we can grab the coiled end and pull it out. Once we have the coiled end pulled out, you're going to want to make sure that both ends are still coming out of the holes. We'll take a square hole spacer block, slide it over, and we're going to take one of our carriage bolts, and we'll thread it onto the end of our wire. Then one piece at a time, we're going to feed it back into the frame. And we'll pull on our pull wire until we can get our bolt to come out and make sure it engages that block. And that's going to be the second attachment point for our hitch. So for now, we're going to leave the pull wire attached and just barely push the bolt in the frame so we can get the hitch into position. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now with the next set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch up. We're going to make sure to feed our pull wire through from the inside going out. Lift the hitch up, and we'll pull the bolt so it's coming out of the frame and it can rest on that bolt there. So we can remove our pull wire, and the hitch will kind of trap the bolt so it won't move around. Then we can take a flange nut. We're just going to get this loosely started by hand so the hitch will support itself. You want to get at least one on each side. We won't have to worry about the hitch falling down. Now we're going to rotate our hitch so that bottom flange is on the bottom of the frame. We'll take our factory bolt, get it started by hand, and get at least a couple threads in there. Now for the nuts on the side here, I'm going to be using a 19mm socket to tighten it up. And we're going to tighten up the bolts on the bottom of the frame as well. I'm going to come back with a torque wrench, and I'm going to torque all my hardware to the specified amount in the instructions. You want to make sure you go back and repeat that for each piece. That'll finish up your look at the CURT front mount trailer hitch receiver, part number C31071 on our 2017 Chevrolet Silverado 2500.